Thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. It's our pleasure to bring the Hawaii County Cabinet Administration, as well as Mayor Kimo Alameda, out to you here in the Puna community. We're really going to have to watch our talking because the acoustics in here is fabulous. We can hear people whispering in the back row, so please. So as we go, again, welcome this evening. Please be mindful of the people who have the floor and talking. Everybody wants to hear. Everybody's excited, and we want everybody to have a good experience this evening. So I'm Managing Director Bill Brahunti, and without further ado, I'm going to call up Mayor Kimo Alameda.
All right, test. Yeah, it is a kind of a echoing facility, so maybe you just got to talk softer. I'll try to measure it. So this is the Ke'au Armory, but then come to find out it's actually Starbase. So if you tried to Google it, you probably ended up at Shipman Gym. So sorry about that. But here we are, and we might need more chairs, so if we need more chairs for our directors, just grab chairs. But it's nice to see Ke'au out tonight. Thank you so much for coming out. That's awesome. That means you care. We've been going around every community, and we kind of, I don't know, but we kind of feel like the Rolling Stones, like we're on the road, and we always kind of go to a different community, and the turnout is really good because people get questions and stuff. So how this gonna play out is we do 1 hour just talk story. You get questions, that's great. What I notice in doing these forums, sometimes it's questions, but most times it's statements. Yeah, you get opinions, you want to make a statement. So whatever it is, we'll take questions and we'll take statements. But only get 2 rules. One is if you ask a question, that's great, but you cannot ask your second question until everybody else get one chance for ask their first question. Fair? Okay. And if, this is not about getting into a big argument. If you're passionate about something, that's great. You can make your statement, and that's cool. We'll make note of it. We get note takers. But we don't like getting into an argument. If I feel that we're getting kind of rowdy, I'll just end it. But you get to talk to any one of our directors for the rest of the time. So it's not like, we're going to go home. But we'll just end it. We'll go eat. You guys like talk story with any other directors of that issue that you had. Please feel free. But I figure we go 1 hour, and after that, because it's an hour and a half, after that, the half hour, we'll turn you loose to any of the directors directly. So you'll always have a chance to talk to the directors. We also, after an hour, we also want to feed you folks because we got some great donations. So thank you for those who brought the food. Appreciate you folks. And every place so far, we've been having people step up for the donations of the food, the water, and the setup. And these directors have been coming every single time. And they don't gotta be here. This is like we power work. They could be home with their families, but they choose to come. So can I have a big round of applause for our directors? Thank you again. Nice job. All right, so we're just gonna get straight to it. I'm gonna start from here, and then I work my way down. So if you get a question down there, you gotta wait. I'll get to you. Okay, I promise. So right here, start from here. You have a question? Okay, go. Don't be afraid. I'm working my way. Yeah, go. Steve. I can repeat your question so everybody can hear. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. How are we going to address all that trash on 130?
Okay, the trash. All right, everybody. So the question is, so on 130, get trash all on the side of the road. 2 sides?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 sides. So let me go ask my directors. I don't know how we're going to address that, except stop throwing the trash, you guys know. Yeah, a huge trash on the side of the road, or maybe it could be Hugh. Actually, it could be our environmental management. Trash on the side of the road. Actually, could be police. Wait, let me ask our police. Ask the police first. I think, first of all, it's against the law. Can I ask? Is it against it's against the law, right? You can't be throwing trash.
It's here to answer. And I'm in my own row back here. So I'm Ben Moskowitz, I'm the Chief of Police. Absolutely, we would be happy to, if there's specific areas that are, you're talking about areas that are habitually, like, it gets cleaned up and then there's people who continue to dump, and we're talking about big quantities of stuff, or are you talking about like, I gotcha. Yep. So somebody's dumping stuff in the same area over and over and over again.
Oh.
Okay, so the easiest way to do that, so what we'll do is after we're done, we'll connect, I'll find out exactly where it is that you're talking about. But if anybody else has a similar concern, the easiest way to help us to focus in on that is to call the station and talk to one of the community policing officers. So most of our resources assigned out here in Pahoa and Kea'au and Volcano are patrol officers. So when you call 911, we got 3 shifts of people and it rotates around the clock and they come to answer your emergency calls. But when you have stuff like that that's nuisance, or maybe there's a neighbor whose stuff is interfering with the way of life in the community, we have a couple officers assigned to each district, and that's their job, is to handle specific targeted community concerns like that. So they're really good. They're not going to get, sorry, there's a bug up here. They're not going to get called away to another call. They're going to make an appointment. They're going to come talk to you. You're going to show them what it is, and then that's their job, is to handle that specific concern. And they have a lot of skills and a lot of resources that are available at their disposal. So let's talk story after. You can give me the exact location where we're talking about, and then we'll assign it to one of our CPs and see if they can't take care of it. Okay?
Thank you, Chief. And speaking of that, let's have an introduction of all of our directors so you guys know who they are and what department. Starting off with Summer.
Hi, everybody. I'm Summer Tokihiro, Director of Human Resources.
Good evening. I'm Talmadge Magno, Civil Defense Administrator.
Good evening, Diane Nakagawa, Finance Director.
Good evening, Clayton Honma, Department of Parks and Recreations. My deputies back there, Melissa Samura.
Hi, Keith Okamoto, Manager, Department of Water Supply, and our deputy is back there, Kavika Uehara.
Hi, I'm Wes Segawa, Department of Environmental Management. My deputy is over there, Craig Kawaguchi.
Hello, Laura Ocasio, Administrator for Office of Sustainability, Climate, Equity, and Resilience.
Hi, good afternoon. Jay Yoshimoto, Assistant Corporation Counsel.
Aloha, Merrick Nishimoto, Deputy Managing Director, representing Mayor Kima Alameda in the West Hawaii Civic Center.
Thank you. Aloha, my name is Jeff Darrow. I'm with the Planning Department. Thank you very much for inviting us here tonight.
Hi, I'm Hugh Ono. I'm a short timer. I retire on March 31st. So today I am a was-been, and after March 31st, I will be a has-been. Thank you.
Kazuo Todd, Fire Chief for the Hawaii Fire Department.
Hello again. I'm Ben Moskowitz, the Police Chief.
I'm Reed Mahmood. I'm the Deputy Police Chief.
Aloha, I'm Kea'au Costa. I'm the Housing Administrator, and our Assistant Housing Administrator, Keiko Mercado, is in the back.
Good evening. I'm Zach Burgum, Acting Administrator, Mass Transit Agency, and with me is Jennifer Martin in the back, Transit Fleet and Facility Manager, and also in here is Tiffany Kai. She's the the Program Manager for Paratransit. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Corey Stone, Department of Information Technology.
Hey there, Matt Reynolds, Administrator for Animal Control.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Benson Medina. I'm the Director of Research and Development. That's Economic Development. Our Deputy Dennis Lynn is back there, Dennis Wave. And all the questions afterwards, Dennis is ready to handle those. Yeah.
Good evening. I'm Gerald Takase. I'm the Director of Liquor Control for the county. And I have with me my licensing officer, Stacy Walgen.
And again, I'm Bill Berhunty, the Managing Director for Mayor Alameda.
Thank you, Bill. Just a caveat here. So Bill has worked under 5 mayors. So when I was looking for a manager director, I'm a psychologist. So my skill set is mostly with families and kids and communities, but I'm not an attorney. And I don't understand HR as much. And Bill is an attorney. He worked corp counsel. He was HR for a little bit. Like I said, he has a lot of experience. So, so that's good for us in terms of management. And then he lives on the east side. But we needed somebody from the west side so that there's some geographic equity. And, we're building a lot of projects. And so we needed one engineer. So I went to Merrick Nishimoto, who is an engineer. So I think we got the best of both worlds. And then these department heads, amazing. Half of them were holdovers from the prior administration, and the other half I got to select. But together, it's like one really strong, super strong team. We had our third cabinet meeting. It's awesome. They all support each other. And if they get, issues that I think I could use my skill set in resolving, then that's what I do. So we working, we got good chemistry, and so far so good. Great question. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, Franny Brewer, Big Island Invasive Species Committee. I have a question about what your administration's intent is to do about the albizia problem here in Puna. We have a plan that's been around for quite a long time, Hugh is quite familiar with, that lists a lot of the county priorities, the roads that DPW prioritized as county roads that had the highest risk from albizia, but that no action has really been taken on that in many years. And I'm wondering if you guys have a plan or wish to collaborate to take care of that.
That's a great question. Those albizia, they grow so fast. It's like a weed that grows, and it's super dangerous because there's a strong wind, it breaks, and Hurricane Azelle was an example of that. It's a good question. Hugh, you got the mic, so.
I do. I wanted to test out the acoustics by singing a song, but I was going to sing a song to Jim over here. Franny, you know as well as I do that the albizia tree was brought in by a university professor on some recommendation. I don't think that university professor was very smart, do you? But in any case, there is a treatment for it, and it's called Milestone. And a very little quantity of this will kill a tree. And we're able to do that where we see the trees are not going to be a hazard of dropping onto the highway. And if you ride around the island, you will see dead trees that are away from the right-of-way that won't cause this. But I understand that we will continue to pursue this. It continues to be a risk for many residents who have this in their lot, as well as along the state highway and the county highways. So, Franny, does that answer your question?
I mean, continue to pursue this. Makes it sound like maybe there's not yet a plan.
No, you're right. There is. It's a long-term plan, and we will continue to pursue it. And the county is very invested in this. Thank you, Franny.
Hold on. We have another potential answer here. Benson is research and development. So we got the rhinoceros beetle issue in Waikōloa, and they was asking about that. Our research and development division there's a rhinoceros beetle dog. It goes around, sniff the yard, and when it lays down, that's the beetle. We've been catching it. So this research and development department is very vast. So go ahead.
So we have agriculture. Wow, it's loud, right? So we have agriculture in our department and actually work with Franny pretty closely. So what's happening now on the state level, we're fortunate that Hawaii Island has the ag chair and the vice chair are representatives from our island. And so one of their main priorities is biosecurity, which is not just beetles and all the bugs, fire ants and that, but it's also invasive species like albizia. So we've been meeting, actually, to your point, to develop a plan to handle all invasive species, bugs and plants. Now there are some bills that are moving through the legislature. If you guys are following those, it's really going to be a coordinated effort between state and county ag, and then organizations like BISC that are putting stuff together to try to make a coordinated effort. And our job now is to develop a coordinated plan that can attack that. So yeah, we are working on putting the plan together, so thanks for that question.
All right, we're working our way down. Sir, Jim.
Aloha, Kimo. Thanks for having this forum, first of all. And before you became mayor, you had a health background. And 2 weeks from today, the military is inviting schools from all over the island up to Hoʻokō. And my question is this: do you think it's a good idea, and will you speak out against having school children go breathe the air at Experience Hoʻokō Day? And also, will the county conduct proper air, soil, and tree bark sampling for depleted uranium and lead levels at Gilbert Kahele Park, where we picked up 4 to 5 times background levels of radiation? We need this kind of study to ensure the confidence of the community, whether that park is safe or it's a hazard to the public.
Jim Albertini, everybody. Thanks, Jim. He's fighting for our health. So we got to double check on your facts. Of course, there's some disagreement on that, but I love your concern for our island. You've always been a champion for our people. So thank you so much, Jim. You got it. How about this side? Yeah, go ahead, sister.
I don't need.
Okay, go.
So I'm looking from JB Waterhall.
Okay.
With the increase of people that moved into Puna, what is the county's plan of giving the water haulers more access to water? For during the drought time, people are not staying 14 to 21 days without.
So better access to water. So spigots, or like how, or just like hauling trucks, or?
We have fees, but when it comes drought time, for instance in Pahoa, we have 2 spigots there. It takes 20 to 35 minutes per truck to fill. So during emergency time, why aren't we allowed or given opportunity to use fire hydrants during those immediate times? And then when this drought is done, disconnect.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me, but I'm not a firefighter, so I don't know. Oh,
actually, yeah. You probably know, that's actually what we do. So the permanent standpipe stations only have so much capacity. And so during those dry times, that's what we try to do. Try to work with haulers. We actually created an updated procedure. So just give us a call. We try to figure out one location that'll work, because we also need to be concerned about potential road hazards, things like that. So got to have enough pull-off space, things like that. So, but yeah, it's something that we've already implemented, temporary off a hydrant during the dry times. Yeah, but we can talk story. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna stay on this side for now. We're getting you guys. Be patient. Brother Andrew, you got any questions? Okay, how about that? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Oh, my friend back here. Introduce yourself.
Aloha, my name is Hayden Konanui Tucker. I also serve as the chair for the Youth Commission for our county. I'm a mayor appointee. My question is in regards to this soccer field right down here, Buddy Perry Soccer Fields. Is there any plans to create more parking at this park?
Wonderful question. Now you know why we appointed this young man. He's gonna be our next major leader. He's already leading our community. Thank you. Okay, Clayton.
Yes, Hayden. Actually, we talked to Dana earlier about creating more parking spaces here. We also talked to Neil from Public Works, who's coming in soon to come do an assessment, on the top part to do some graveling and maybe possibly paving of additional parking here. We also had a meeting with your council member, Matt Canelli Kleinfelder. He's given some funding for some fences, but while we're doing the fence project, we're thinking about moving the fence in a little bit so that we can create more parking along the roadside so cars can come in better to, to create more parking along the area. But yeah, definitely things to consider. We've seen that many couple tournaments that you guys had here, cars parked on the highway and what have you. So that's always been a challenge at many of our parks facilities, but certainly we do have considerations going on over here for that.
Thank you, Clayton. Okay, we're working our way down this row now. Very good job. How about here? Kali? Right on, brother. Hey, you know what? I think better if you just talk loud. Check.
What I'd like to bring up is to see if the county
can put together an office for Hawaiian issues. I see all the directors over here, but nobody is here to address the issues that we've got to deal with. For example, in HPP, there's burial issues that are being swept under the floor and pretending that the Hawaiians are not going to stand up to protect those burials and allow the desecration of what's taking place. And so we need to have the county put together a liaison so that we can go to
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you, Kali. So the question is, we need some Hawaiian representation or representation for Hawaiian issues. The person who is in that position don't need necessarily be Hawaiian, but they got to have a sensitivity to things that matter for the native Hawaiians. And so the question was earlier is that they have these post box, kind of mailboxes over Iwi. You know, so get one cave under the mailboxes and get Iwi inside, get Hawaiian bones, and it's our ancestors. So, so the solution is, or the question is, can they move it? I got to talk to Kali a little bit before. That's how I know. So those are great questions, and I got to tell you, just so happened, our administration, the appointees. Let me just kind of call them out. So you got introduced to the directors. So our executive assistants, the ones who help the mayor's office. We got Tom Callis over there. Tom, raise your hand. He's from, he had 7 years working at the Tribune Herald. So he's our press release, part of our communications, our public information officer. And then we get Tracy Naimi, who's behind the camera. He's our videographer. He's putting out information. Every Friday we get one shout out, because communication to me is important. So every Friday you guys get one update of what we did that week. So tomorrow night, you go on by 6 o'clock, because I told Tracy, get him on right before the 6 o'clock news. So he's putting it out so far right before 6 o'clock, and it's 3 minutes of bam, like everything you got to know about the county in 3 minutes. Super helpful. So thank you, Tracy. And then boards and commissions, we get Micah Alameda over there. So anybody like join on board and commissions, you get Micah. Okay, and then our front desk, we get Damien Williams. So you walk in, you're gonna see Damien Williams. He's gonna greet you at the front. And he's also an amazing singer, Kapohoko Award. So ask him for singing you one song if you visit us. And then we get Malia Lewis. Is she here? Malia Lewis is our sister city, and she's from the Kona side. Hilo girl, but moved her family Kona, lived there most of her life actually, and represents kind of the west side views, if you will, but also a sister city director. And then we get, help me out, who else are we missing? Get Cliff. So Cliff on the phone. He's probably taking a complaint. He's our complaints guy. So, hey, if you get complaints, you just call Cliff. Because, but Cliff is also the liaison for our departments that have to do with public safety. So how I break up the departments, get 20 departments, and I put them in pods. Okay, so one pod is public safety. So fire, police, civil defense, liquor control, animal control, the prosecutor's office. Cliff was a previous police officer, and he worked corp counsel. So he's an EA that is the liaison for those departments. Because the mayor, the deputy, and the managing director, we cannot oversee all departments. This is too much. But I get Cliff as the first liaison. And then I get a second part of departments. I call them Health and Human Services. And that's Parks and Recreation, Housing, Transportation, and Aging, and Office of Aging. Then I get Aaron Samura. Aaron, raise your hand. Thank you, Aaron. Hey, how come you're the only one get claps? What's up? So Erin worked at a health center all her life, and then a pharmacist. She ran Walgreens before it closed. So she's overseeing that. You guys get health-related questions, parks questions. You know, before you go see Clayton, you can actually go see Erin, because Clayton and Melissa are super busy. You get questions about aging or transportation. Like they might be super busy, but you can contact Erin. Okay, so you get Cliff, Erin, and then we get departments of building, all the building issues. So public works, right? Or what is it? Department of Public Works, planning department, right? Then you get water department, and then you get environmental management. So those 4 departments, we get Merrick. So if you get a question about those 4 departments and you get a complaint, well, you can check with Cliff, but you can also just go straight to Merrick. You know, And so this is how we're trying to streamline it. And then the last departments is what I call support services. So these are departments that support the mayor's office or support the fellow employees. So that's like HR, that's like IT, that's like finance, or Oscar, yeah, or give me some more. R&D, research and development, and one more, corporation counsel, which is our attorneys. So if we get sued, we get our attorneys for help us out. Okay, and overseeing that department, and pretty much, you know, like if I'm not here, he's the guy to go to, and that's Bill Bronte. That's my managing director. So our EAs, to me, make sense. So because it's all organized in that way. But I also wanted to introduce them too. So see, as we're going all in between. Am I missing anything?
He's going to answer the cultural question.
The cultural question, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. Aloha, Kali. One of the excellent resources that we have within the county that's within the planning department is our Cultural Resource Commission. And they do review all types of requests and activities that may affect different cultural, archaeological, historical sites around the island or activities that are occurring. I would really encourage you to stop by our office and speak to our planners that oversee that. They may be able to address or assist in being able to work out a resolution for the issues that you're bringing up tonight. Thank you.
Right on. All right, working our way. Oh, I gotta go back there. Yes, Patty.
So, you know, many of our Puna subdivisions have only one road in and out. We have had a project underway since 2013 through the Puna Community Development Plan. There have been 2 reports, 2 studies. Everything's been approved. It's even been funded. Yeah. Nothing, not one point of connectivity has been implemented to date. Mm-hmm. Can we please get that show on the road?
Patty, let's get that show on the road. Come on now. I'm with you on that. So, yeah, so we got elected. We found out that somehow something didn't get passed, right? Like it didn't go through or something, and you know, there's some issue, but I was like, no, they got to do another study. Well, when I was campaigning, I was like, enough studies already. But they got to do another study because the Makai routes might not be the best, but the Mauka route might be the one. Let me just share with you some thoughts on this one. Okay, so you get the railroad, you could go through railroad, but you got to go with the Native Hawaiians. You got to go. We just had a Native Hawaiian discussion. They're not going to let that happen. That's going to be hard. Okay, you can go beach road all the way. Okay, you know, but nobody thought about Mauka. So let me tell you, when I talked to Ed Sniffen, and he said, yeah, we're going to do another study because it's already past county council and they got to do them. So what they're telling me is if you go Kea'au bypass, you're going to go, there's a connection all the way to Steinbeck. If you go hit Steinbeck, if you go all the way up to the 22, there's a 22-mile marker, it connects to Saddle. So anybody from Puna, like Kona, boom, that's the Kona route. But also, Komohana in Hilo connects all the way to Steinbeck too. So you can go up Steinbeck. If you like go Hilo Hospital, boom, Komohana. But then maybe you don't like go Hilo Hospital. Maybe you like go a little bit lower. So, right, Kilauea. So Kilauea hits Steinbeck. So you can go up, boom, Kilauea. Now, if you don't like go any of those places, Lower Hilo, Middle Hilo, or Kona, then you just stay on that highway. That's more like Paneava, Keaʻau. So the idea is actually Mauka might be better. Mauka will take so much people off of that main highway, and then you free everything up. But we're going to need a study for confirm that. So that's where we're at. We get funding for that. They're moving forward on that. I think that's going to be the route. You got a follow-up question to that? Okay, go.
We need roads, more connectivity in the subdivision.
Oh, within the subdivision. Okay, I'll just okay. I hear what you say. So between the subdivision. All right. Okay, so I answered the question. If you had the question about the alternate route, we're going to go. That's the answer. Okay, that's the answer. Might go Mauka. Okay, just be prepared. Okay, but how about in between the roads? In between the roads. You? In between, like Maku and Shower, or Fern Forest. Oh, Eden Rock, Fern Forest, this side.
Let me tell you, the Lahaina fire has brought this all on about, what we call escape access or evaluation access. So we have in our plan to address every single community with these. So we have what we call project management plan, where these projects go on this plan so that they're listed forever and not forgotten. In prior administrations, I don't think there was such a thing. So when the administration changed, there was no perpetuality as far as these projects. But they are important. It's not in addition to Puna, but we have it going on in South Kona, South Kohala, North Kohala, every single district on this island, because it is of major concern. And it's our concern too. Mm-hmm. So you are not forgotten. And we will enter a project in there to address this, okay?
I also asked Chief Todd to chime in. Chief?
So in addition to, the community development plans and the considerations there, it should be noted that Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization has gotten funding through the Community Wildfire Defense Grants to finish the last 2 community wildfire protection plans for this island. Those 2 areas are Hilo and Puna, and they were the last ones that are in need of it. Now, projects such as the secondary escape routes, connectivity, is one of those things that is considered under those plans. And so, having it in there as well as the community development plan helps to push that forward when, considerations are going forward on where is the next thing, the urgent community dollars need to go towards that we've collected in taxes. So I'd say if there are those interested in getting involved in that, Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization is going to be running those, and you do have to reach out to the communities that will hold community meetings. But if you have an interest in being involved, reaching out through their website would be one way, or you could put in some of the needs for Puna as far as that secondary egress routes.
That's good. I feel happy with that answer. How about right next? Oh, go ahead. Hannah, you have a question?
Can I commend Franny first, and can I say I wanted to butt in earlier when you guys were talking about county and state support for invasive species. I want to say we have an incredible community model in educating and involving communities with our Himalayan raspberry. I just happen to have some flyers here. We're starting a new project with Albizia. So if there's anyone who can support our community education program for invasive species and help us with what Patty was trying to draw your attention to, and that is above fern acres and above these Puna subdivisions. 2008, the routes were marked out. We've had $11 to $15 million allocated. It was subverted when the lava came because it might be used on 130. We never got that money back. We have one existing road between Fern Forest, where I live, and Eden Rock, which is an existing road, and still it is not open. It will not be open. So thank you to so many of you who've worked for decades with me on a number of projects, that side and that others. We will be hitting all of you to assist us in a Puna Mauka collaborative that addresses all of these issues, invasive species and connectivity, and emergency response and preparedness and evacuation routes.
Oh, thank you. Emergencies. Nice job, Hannah. Look, Talmadge is so happy hearing emergency response and evacuation. Look at that. Very good. All right, Stephanie, you got a question?
I just want to share some history. The Puna Community Development Plan was adopted in 2008, and in the back of our plan, all of you might want to be aware, there's an implementation chart that identifies each one of you and your role in the implementation of our community development plan. Very little has been done since 2008. I was really excited to hear that we have 4 new ambulances on the island. However, the substandard Melka subdivisions of Puna have first responders that cannot respond because they're inaccessible and they can't risk the equipment. I was happy to read that Hugh Ono brought common sense back to the community. Thank you very much for that. The common sense solution is to open up the connectivity locations which are already in our document and are already funded so that we can, or at least purchase them, because the land values are going up. The county can purchase them, and then we can open them up as needed. But this is critical. Lahaina is a mixed blessing, but we need this now. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie. And we can talk more. Please stay after and let's chat more about that. You gave some solutions. That was good. Anybody? Abigail.
I am 15 years old and a freshman at Haas. I am in the Holomua elective, which is a class focused on activism and sustainability. We have been spreading awareness about single-use plastic within our school. My class would like to meet with you to discuss spreading awareness on a higher level in our community to create long-term solutions. Our goal is to not only better our future, but also future generations. We hope you see the importance of this and will partner with us. Mahalo for your time.
Thank you, Abigail. Give a big round of applause from Haas High School. Represent, girl. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. So that's an Oscar question. Could you share again what Oscar means and then?
So again, the acronym stands for Office of Sustainability, Climate, Equity, and Resilience, and I very much share your passion and drive around these issues. Our office is working on a number of initiatives relating to such, so let's definitely connect right after, and I would love to set up a meeting with you folks or even come down to the school, meet with your group. We did meet already with HCC, their sustainability club, which is Hui Aloha Aina, and so we can just make a lot of connections. Of course, we are just getting started. We are the newest department in the county, so we're probably not in the Puna CDP, but we should be, so let's connect.
Thank you, thank you. I'm going to go here. Yes, Sylvia.
Aloha, Sylvia Dolina, and I'm with Aloha Animal Advocates. And my question is, what preventative protocols have been put in place for the loose, vicious dog issues? Because in Puna and in Kea'au, we have had 3 mauling deaths in the past few years, since August 2021, and many severe maulings. And we have several animal welfare groups that are more than willing to help put things in place in each district. So it would be good to know what prevention has been put in place already.
That's a great question. The dog maulings, you know, my auntie had passed from a dog mauling here in Puna. And I have friends whose family members have also experienced that too. That's a real problem. Thank you for bringing that up. Matt?
Thank you. So there are lots of things that are in the works right now for the dangerous dog laws. There are some changes that are coming up. Some that come from the state level with 7-Eleven. And so a lot of those will put a lot more restrictions on the owners, which will allow us to one, free up space in our shelters, but also we'll put the responsibility back on the owners to take full responsibility for their dogs' actions, and for any future actions that those dogs take against people. And so right now with the problem is that those actions, until a person gets bit, those actions aren't followed through. You don't have a consequence for those actions. And when we take the dogs away and confiscate them and put them in our shelters, it's out of sight, out of mind for those owners. They don't really take the full responsibility for those actions of those dogs. So with us being able to put those restrictions back on the owners and back in their hands, we can follow through with our officers to make sure that those dogs get the proper restraint that they need, and the owners get the proper tools to be able to restrain them as well.
Thank you. The whole animal control department is a tough one because we get all kinds of animal issues. We get dogs, but we get cats, but then we get goats, and then we get pigs, and now we get chickens. Okay, so chickens not too bad. We can deal with them. But the pigs, the goats, the cats, and the dogs, those are 4 major problems. And they all require different solutions. And so, working with the community, like Sylvia, and bringing in, community has a lot of expertise in this area. We just got to reach out and keep our doors open, because I think the solutions lie with you folks. And we got to make sure that the funding is directed to interventions that work, and that you guys continually hold us accountable. So thank you, Sylvia, for bringing that up. Tony.
So my question is Mountain View Gym and the bathroom. I would like to know why the bathroom is never open every time I've ever went there. And I just wanted to know if it's short staffing or what is the reason, because we can't seem to use it.
That's a good one. Let me just say this. So we all have human rights. I think the right to air, the right to water, and the right for use bathroom. So super important, and we're trying to fix our bathroom. So Clayton.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So first of all, are you going during the workday, during like, what time are you going to the gym to? Yes. Yeah, we'll go take a look into that for one thing, yeah. I believe we had some homeless issues that was going on there in the past, and so that was part of the reasons why that restrooms is shut down some of the time. But whenever there's a rec director that's working there, and it should be his regular times, that restroom should always be open when we have staffing there, and this generally Monday through Friday. On the weekends, if we don't have staffing there, the restroom will not be open. But yeah, I would double check into that for you as well too. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, let me repeat that question. So the first question was about the bathroom. So just notice that our investment, and you can ask our finance director, she'll tell you that our investment, I think we get like 7 bathrooms, because you go Waihinu, the bathroom broken. So there's bathrooms, we have a bathroom problem. I can imagine like tourists, like where they use bathroom, and so like in Hilo, so we gotta work on that. Now the other question about the Kurdistown one, tell me about that.
So I believe that was an old fire station, I believe, before, or yeah. But the reason why it's closed, because it's unsafe to begin with, and so we got to look to demolish that in the future sometime.
For everybody else, is that Curtis? So where is that again?
So that's right after Jihar store on your right hand side.
On the right hand side, Kurdistown.
Yeah.
Okay, there's an abandoned building that can look like
right
demolished.
across the park, actually. Get the park, get the pavilion, and then get the building on the Hilo side of it. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to look to demolish that. Good questions. Thank you, Tony, for asking. Awesome job. How about we keep going this side? Shannon.
Hi, my name is Shannon. What is your plan for streamlining the building permit process?
Awesome. Thank you. Great question. Wait, before I answer that, before we let go Hugh. First of all, he's a superstar for one guy who's going to retire tomorrow. So wait, let me answer this first. I got to tell you, I got a long answer this way. When I first came on board, there was 5 task force that I wanted to address immediately. These are the 5 big problems that I just know we couldn't do it all by ourselves. One was permitting. The other one is animal control. So we have an animal control task force, permitting task force. We have a task force on cesspool conversion, because we got to, convert 50,000 cesspools into septic tanks. How are we going to do that? The cost is crazy. $20,000 going to cost us for do that. And homeowners, we don't want that kind of money. The third or the fourth was HR. Like we're trying to figure out how to improve our processes. So when you guys apply for jobs, you got to wait 3 months for get an answer. And the last was on homeless. How are we going to get our homeless to be into housing or shelter? So those are the 5 task force. Now the permitting one, second week, our task force, I had contractors, I had people from the, like electricians and carpenters and architects and drafters. And we all met at an alumni. And we did that 3 times. Okay? And then every time they give us feedback, we go back to Hugh and we say, try implement this. We go back to Hugh, try implement this. You know, like, how come we cannot give extensions? Give extensions. It's our fault that it's taking so long. Why we make them like, that's your guys' fault? It's the county's fault. Extensions should be automatic. What about streamlining the review process? What about that? What about educating the public? Because a lot of these drafters, they use us as their teacher. They just submit plans, they stamp them, all incorrect, not even up to code. And then these guys gotta get the burden of sending them back and saying, hey, it's supposed to be like this, gotta be like this. This code is way too old. Like, why you? So sometimes it's not even our fault. It's the rubber stamp architects who's stamping drafters' plans, all incorrect. So they make a backlog on our part. So what we're gonna do about that? We gotta educate the public. And Hugh has a really good thing about that. He went to Honolulu to fix that problem. Now, Hugh, take it away.
So are you addressing the delay in building permit approvals?
Yes.
Okay. We are improving that. I have no doubt in my mind. The building division section has really turned around. It's a paradigm shift as far as customer service. But let me first address what the biggest delay that we have with building permits. It's the quality of plans that are submitted to us. Okay, first of all, more than 50% are poor quality. So they do not meet the requirements of the building permit requirements. So what happens is they get rejected, they go back, they get revisions, come back again. There's still more revisions, they go back and they go back and forth. And that is what is adding to the delay. I am delighted to tell you that earlier in February, your division head, Julian, and I went to Honolulu to talk to the Board of Architects, Engineers, that board that controls the licensing of the engineers, architects that do this kind of stuff. And we made a plea to them about helping us control this because we have so many architects and engineers stamping plans just for the sake of stamping. They don't care about quality. We got assurance day before yesterday from this. They're going to send out a message, a formal message to all their membership that they will no longer tolerate this. So that's a big help to us because if the plans go round and round and round, that's a waste of our time. So with that, we're eagerly looking forward to improvement of the quality of the plans that'll save time. In the last year, we were 92 days to process a plan. Last 3 months, 52 days. So we're getting better, okay?
Thank you. And that's why we're going to miss this guy, you know. I mean, he's like uncle, but, you know, but he comes with so much knowledge. And like I said, common sense, like 30 years ago, the plans was faster. We got into Epic, supposed to be more faster, ended up more slow. And so thank you, Hugh. We're going to miss him, so just know that. But he's going to be around, so we might still go to his house and bother him. Let me go up here. Yes, Mary.
Hi. I live in Paradise Park, and it's rather disturbing to see these large 2-story houses going up on Paradise Road, various areas throughout the park. And one of them is supposed to be a farm dwelling, and that's how it's built. And it's obviously not a farm dwelling. You tell me which one is the farm dwelling. And this code was set up under Zindo Kern last time, and it really needs to be changed. What can we do? Because the people in Paradise Park are very unhappy about it.
All right, so here it is. So you guys heard the question, right? So we get these big houses, 2-story houses on ag land. No look like they're doing ag. Jeff, take it away.
Thank you for the question. We look to state law regarding requirements for farm dwellings. This comes under HRS 205. In that section, subsection B, it says that Dwellings are farm dwellings unless the lot was created prior to June 4th, 1976, in which case the dwellings are considered single-family dwellings. So in these older subdivisions, such as Paradise Park and many others around the island, Ocean View is another good example, these do not qualify as farm dwellings. They are actually single-family dwellings. Prior to 1976, I'm sure many of you know that there were a number of ohana dwellings built in Paradise Park, as well as other areas around the island. There was a change in 1996 where you could build a single-family dwelling, and then you came in for what we called an additional farm dwelling. What our previous director did was clarify the record that those were not actually additional farm dwellings, they were the first farm dwelling. There's still discussion whether those are even considered a farm dwelling because of that state law. So that's something that has been going back and forth. There really is no way to look at a dwelling in comparison, whether one is 1,000 square feet or one is 4,000 square feet, or even one that's 10,000 square feet, and say that is a farm dwelling, except its relationship to a farm. So in this particular case, again, in areas that are older, that were created prior to June 4th, 1976, these dwellings are still considered single-family dwellings.
Mm-hmm. Right, so you know how, so part of my campaign was, keep our kids here, they need housing. Okay, so we get our house, right? And you remember the ohana house? That's usually for a college kid who follow our rules, or you go live over there now, right? Or for the kupuna who switch. Okay, you live there, I live in your house, right? Because smaller. Ohana house was one really good idea. Okay, so then they had this accessory dwelling unit. Now, so that was one big deal. So my thing was, with my 7 kids, I was like, hey, I'm pushing for this. I'm pushing for this because my kids, they don't like being in my house because I get rules. I'm on a 1-acre lot, but they don't mind living right in the back because they still come for dinner. So, and then now, and Josh Green passed another law, said that, oh, you can have 1 house in the back and you can have 2 maybe in the back. Oh, right on. So now that's 3 houses. Now, whether or not the thing go up 2 stories, could go up 2 stories, maybe not. So some of this is what people want. But some of it is what you don't want, right? Because maybe you don't like 1 2-story house and 2 houses next to your house because maybe that add traffic, or maybe that's not right. Or some people call them on farm dwelling. Some people call them on detached bedroom. Some people call them on guest quarters. And all of that get rules. So I'm looking for the one that is correct for my own house because I'm still waiting for my permits too. Because I'm in that boat. I need to kick my kids out. Because they keep living in my house. So how are we going to make that happen, Big Island? How are we going to keep our kids here? Right? Sometimes it is 2-story, live upstairs, downstairs. Sometimes it is. But like I'm in your backyard. Sometimes you rent upstairs, then you can, at least I can pay for your college degree. So people are trying.
Well, in other areas of the island, I talked to the Kona side, they have a limit of 1,200 square feet for the second level. There's no limits.
Okay, let me ask. So 12,000, is there a limit? 1,200 square feet. Is there a limit for the second? How big a lot? Could you build a second dwelling on a 10,000 square feet lot?
You can, at this time, you could, as you mentioned, build the accessory dwelling units. And our code has recently changed to allow up to 3 additional dwelling units. I would like to make one comment real quick, Mayor, and that is there is great concern I've heard from a number of you regarding these second dwellings that are being built, mainly in areas like Paradise Park. One thing that is not allowed is to build these dwellings and use them as short-term vacation rentals. So if you see that going on, then please please contact our offices and we can follow up. Additionally, some of these people are putting more kitchens in the dwellings and utilizing them as separate rental units. And again, that's an abuse of the particular allowance. Thank you.
And I'm sure there is abuse out there. Every forum, there is one comment that says, how can you guys crack down on the illegal vacation rentals and just the illegal structures, period? Like some of these structures, you know they never get permit for that. And so let me ask Jeff. Jeff, if these neighbors see that their neighbors like are just building and they get on good sense that they never get a permit for that because the structure look like illegal, what is their recourse?
That would be for Hugh.
Oh no, back to the, okay, Hugh.
What do you want?
No, illegal structures, the neighbors building something, you know, you just look at it, you know it's illegal. Who do they call? How do we crack down on that?
You can call us, but let me tell you, it's an epidemic. Okay, because of the cumbersomeness of building permits, we have so many illegal structures going on out there. It's easier for them to build and not ask for a permit and later on ask for forgiveness. Not that we forgive, but the process is so cumbersome. So hopefully our building permit process will get friendlier, so it'll be easier to process a building permit. It is not right now, but we will get there, I promise you. Okay?
Thank you, Hugh. Question, Sally.
Yes. Aloha. I'm Sally Anchetta. I'm the East Hawaii Drug-Free Coalition Coordinator. And in 2023, we did 81 listening sessions with residents around the island, but a lot of them were from the Puna region. And they had mentioned that they need a few things from the Puna side. First and foremost, they need recreation for their kids. Like the kids that, you know, it's a little bit less expensive to live up Puna side, but there's no gyms open for them. There's no like volleyball like our girls grew up with at regional parks or in areas where they live. So I was wondering, like, if there could be, if we got the coaches out there or somebody involved. And the second thing they told me was they don't feel safe in their communities, like where they grew up, they could ride bike, they live Kukui Camp Road, you know, and they won't let their kids go out and play, even like on Ala Loop, because the traffic is so fast and there's so much speeding that they're afraid for even the kids to play outside in their yards. So just something about safety and community engagement, youth engagement.
That's a great question. We're always thinking about that. You know, we're always trying to figure out how can we improve our parks? You know, Clayton and I have many discussions on that. So Hawaii Paradise Park, for example, it's the only park with a name park, but there's no park. So we're trying to figure out how to move forward on Hawaii Paradise Park, to have a park, to have a multi-purpose play court, everything. So Ashley Kirkowitz, representative from Lopun, has been really working hard. She's in our office making sure it's happening. It's going to happen, and it is going to happen because we're already moving forward. We got the design, and now I think we're going to do the environmental impact review, and once that happens, then the next step is we're ready to build. So, sorry, I see the hand back here. I might come back to you though. This poor girl over here was raising her hand for a long time. Are you from Haas too? Okay, another Haas. You go question. Oh, okay.
Aloha, I'm Madeline Lawrence. I'm from Haas. I'm her older sister. My question for you, I'm going into Hawaiian immersion education for my degree. I'm continuing at Hilo in the fall. So my question for you is if there is a county initiative to increase Hawaiian immersion schools, not necessarily language, but cultural immersion.
That's a great question. Well, there's a Hawaii push for Hawaiian immersion schools. Now, with the current federal situation, you know, and where we cannot say diversity, oops, and we cannot say inclusion, oops, and we cannot say equity, oh, sorry, right? So that gonna be one challenge. Like this 4 years gonna be one challenge for anything outside of what some people describe as American, you know. So this whole "Make America Great Again" is, I think, "Make America Great Again" for some people, okay, which is kind of tricky. Because what I heard is that even language is at risk. The Hawaiian language at risk. The English-only language movement is now back strong, right? We cannot say diversity. That's going to be a problem for Hawaii. I mean, look at us. We're all diverse. We cannot say equity, that's gonna be a problem, because we're looking for equity. My whole campaign was on geographic equity, right? We cannot say inclusion, that's gonna be a problem, because we're living in a place that aloha is inclusion. In fact, diversity, equity, is basically aloha to me. So regarding emerging schools, that's a state. The state does schools, county, we support the state. So if they want to go in that direction, we can support them, but let me tell you, it's at risk. Ken.
This is for you, by the way.
Okay.
And thanks for bringing up aloha. I think it's important, and all these people here, I think they get their heart in the right place. But anyway, I have a statement to make.
Okay, statement.
So I'll read them because I get a hard time remember.
We're going to be powered by the time tonight.
I don't know, maybe. Okay, anyway, so thanks everybody for coming. I live in Kyrgyzstan, and native-born inhabitant of Puna, on the Big Island, lived and worked here my entire life. The Hawaii County General Plan 2045, this is for you.
Okay, go.
Must not be passed, and I ask that you veto this when it comes across your desk for approval. The County of Hawaii is a creation that falls under the state constitution that has in its preamble, quote, "We reaffirm our belief in a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and with an understanding and compassionate heart toward all the peoples of the earth, do hereby ordain and establish this Constitution." The people of the County of Hawaii have been giving testimony before the Hawaii Planning Commission on the matter of the General Plan 2045. The vast majority of our neighbors from across the island have voiced their disapproval of this plan and provided their reasons for their objections. And yet, contrary to our state constitution, a government of, by, and for the people, the majority of the testifiers' concerns were ignored by the Planning Commission.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, wait, I never finished.
But it's my mic.
Yeah, but I get them now. Let me finish.
Time out.
No. You don't get cut me off yet.
Time out.
Freedom of speech, bro.
You know what? I know when you went that. Oh my gosh. Give it back. Yeah. I got this now. Okay, here, so wait, hold on. Time out. Hey, this is not your platform. This is not, no, he can have the mic. Let him go, have the mic. You can keep the mic. Listen, the general plan, brother has an agenda. His agenda is for shut down this community development plan. Let me tell you this. We have a community development plan right now. We're under a community development plan right now. And the plan is just a guidance. It's just a guidance. You can disagree with the plan, but you get conspiracy theorists out there that thinking somehow that this plan is like, somehow like the government is like controlling the people. Let me tell you something. Ken, we're not using the plan for control of the people. I the last guy like be controlled. Okay, time out. Wait, let me finish. No, wait. So let me tell you this. This plan has been reviewed many times. And it's been, let me finish. Okay, hey, you guys, thank you so much. Hey, we're going to spend the rest of the half hour talking stories with them. You guys go eat after this. Me and Ken going to talk story. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Aloha!